These are the Mizuno Pro 225 HMB irons. I'm Tom Denby and you're watching Clubhouse Golf. So the 220 HMB irons. Now this type of iron has become more and more popular in the marketplace recently, and for very, very good reason. So you're effectively getting a really good looking Bladey type iron, but with some assistance. So in the 2 iron down to 8 iron that's available, we've got a lot of technology to help get the golf ball airborne, but also to create a faster ball speed. So we've actually got a laser welded face and neck here, and then inserted inside we've got a tungsten weight in there, which is 28.5 grams, and then the back of the iron is a stainless steel back. So you're creating a hollow design with that tungsten weight in there to create a lot of power, and that's just in the 2 to 7 iron. The 8 iron is then the same construct, but they take that tungsten weighting out to make it a seamless transition, because in the 9 iron down to the wedge, you've then just got a laser welded partly hollow construction. So it's a body that's then got a piece of a back plate on the back there that helps create a better ball flight in the shorter irons. So they've really thought about the construct of how these irons should perform, so that whole hollow construction in the long iron is going to create loads of ball speed. Take that out of the shorter irons, you're creating more control. So I'm going to hit the 4 iron first, we're then going to go down the hole here, the second at the Mia, we're going to hit the 7 iron and a wedge into the green and just get a better understanding of how they feel, but they look great. So a couple of things before I hit it. Who would these be targeted at? Now, these are probably the type of set of irons that's a big breadth of people to target at. So I would quite happily use these because they look a bit like a blade. But because of the assistance into it, you could actually put these into a handicap golfer who wants a bit more help and wants something that looks good. So they've got a big breadth in there. And like I say, I would quite happily use these. So when you put the 4 iron behind the ball, it's got a very typical kind of bigger bladed look behind it. I can slightly see the back as it's sticking out there, but not a great deal. And I know there's a lot of help in there, and like we said earlier, there's that hollow design and that 3-piece construct. And interestingly, what Mizuno have done here is it's the first time they've put their Mazic or Mass 1C face into an iron, which is basically a really hyper fast hard face that they use in their fairway woods, and that's a really unique design. So let's have a little hit with it initially. So this should be really fast off the face. Oh, you can hear that as well. That's got a very distinct sound. So it doesn't sound like a bladed club. It's very much got that hollow sound, but it absolutely flew off it, and it's got a really good explosion off there. So there's lots and lots to help you on off-center hits and on middle hits. It's really good, that. So let's go down and hit the 7 and the 9 and just see if we get the same result. So we've got the 7 iron now, the HMB set. So we know with the 4 iron there's all that help in there. You've still got the help in this head. So you've got that hollow construct, that hyper steel face, if you like, in terms of creating ball speed. One thing I didn't say on the tee there was that they've put the Project X IO shaft in here, which is basically a little bit lighter. So they've really thought about that, who this might be targeted at. But obviously other shafts can be available. But in terms of how it looks, very similar to the 4 iron, really clean, classic looking face here. Minimal in the offset, but you know you've got some help. Oh yeah, nice. So same kind of feel and sound as the 4 iron. So it does, you know, it really sounds like it's coming off. It sounds like it's got that hollow construct, but it feels very, very nice. So let's go down and hit the wedge as well. So with the 4 iron and the 7 iron, we know we've got that help. We've got that effectively hollow design. Into the 9 wedge, we don't have that. So now we've got a golf club that's more of a 1-piece design with a piece put on the back there. So these are designed at creating basically some control into the greens. You don't want that kind of powerful distance. You want to create loads of control. So again, the uniformity is great. It looks great behind the ball. It really does have a nice classic look to it. But let's just see how it feels into the green here. See if it just doesn't have that explosive sound like the other two. Should feel nice and soft, this. Oh yeah, perfect. So now that sounded and felt very different to the first 2 in terms of much softer, much more of a classic forged head. That's exactly what you wanted to do. So right the way through the set, you've got all that uniformity in terms of the help you would want. So to recap that, so don't forget, so for your 2 iron down to your 8 iron, if you want that, you've got the help of the hollow head basically with the tungsten in there. Then your shorter irons, your 9 iron and your wedge, you don't have that. Instead, you've just got that solid piece on the back there to create all that control around the greens. Really, really, really good set. And one last thing that I haven't mentioned yet is that they brought back the old Mizuno Pro writing on the bottom here. Love that. Old school, really looks good.